parade, 6 or 8 minutes each, and walked a little bit. You know, Jimmy Carter actually had walked the entire route. I don't expect them to do that, but we do expect they'll get out. And as Brianna and I were talking off camera a little earlier, we were saying, well, maybe because this is the second time around, they're more confident and calm, a little less stressed out. Maybe you can get out and spend a little bit more time outside the, of the car.
And there's always security concerns, of course. And
right.
So for most of the parade, he is inside of the heavily armored presidential limousine. But I'm also wondering as well, and we saw this earlier in some video where Jimmy Carter was walking. We saw little Amy Carter out there at 9 years old skipping around. I'm wondering, might Sasha and Malia participate? We don't know, obviously, but that would certainly be something that the crowds here would be very excited
They
about.
certainly would. I mean, obviously, with security, there's a lot of it. There are snipers on top of all of the buildings around here that we can see. I want to bring in Jim Acosta. And this is the parade route. We're about halfway or 2/3 of the way along where we're sitting now on Freedom Plaza, again, as I said, where the president and the first lady got out last time. So we are hopeful that they will this time. Jim Acosta is going to be on this entire parade route, literally riding in a car in front of the president. That's got to be a pretty amazing place to be. And I want to bring in Jim Acosta right now. Jim?
Aaron, I can't wait till we get started here. Let me tell you where we are right now. I'm standing on the back of a flatbed truck. And just to show you how this is going to work, we're going to be just in front of the president's motorcade as the presidential escort, as it's called, makes its way towards Pennsylvania Avenue. And you can see some of our other colleagues in the press around us right now, other flatbed trucks. And we're going to do what's called the dance. And so as we're going down Pennsylvania Avenue, each of these trucks will take a turn sort of getting into that position to get that money shot of the president, the first lady, hopefully getting out of their motorcade. And I have to tell you, I've been listening to you the last few minutes, Aaron and Brianna, talking about that tradition of the president, first lady getting out of the motorcade and walking down the parade route. You know, we were out here a week ago, our crew was out here a week ago, going through the rehearsal for all of this. And during that rehearsal, the stand-in for the president, the stand-in for the first lady did not get out of the motorcade and walk down Pennsylvania Avenue during that rehearsal. So it got all of us wondering, whoa, wait a minute, maybe this won't be happening today. But we were told by the Secret Service, don't read anything into that. Just to give us a sense of our proximity, we are right now standing just steps from the United States Capitol. There it is over there where the president is having lunch right now. He'll be coming out in about an hour or so from now and start hitting on Pennsylvania Avenue, getting on Constitution Avenue first. But let me have my photojournalist, Jay McMichael, look down the parade route as we speak. It just gives you a gorgeous view of Washington, D.C. You can see the line of motorcycles that will be leading this presidential escort as it heads down towards the White House. Members of the military on both sides getting ready to salute. Each one of them will salute as the president goes by. So it is going to be quite a sight. We'll be watching it all as we head your way. Aaron?
All right, it is going to be pretty amazing. And, you know, for all of our viewers, you know, the parade has become a central part of Inauguration Day, a big part of the pomp and circumstance and party. But it first began in 1789 with George Washington. His local militias sort of gathered in the towns as he was moving to New York. And that's how it started, and then it has become more and more a formal part of the day as the years have gone by. There will be about 8,800 people here marching in the parade from all 50 states, and there will be about 200 animals. We're curious to see if there'll be elephants, as I believe there were when Dwight Eisenhower was going through this. Anderson, back to you.
All right, let's check in over there. Brooke Baldwin, who's looking at some of the social media and also some of the photographs that folks have been sending out on Instagram. Brooke?
Yeah, it's amazing. After the last time we talked, Anderson, thousands of photos came in to us at CNN because as we talk about the moments, these historic moments here on the National Mall and the swearing in and, of course, getting excited and looking forward to the parade, you have helped us share history with the rest of the world thanks to Instagram. So I just want to share a couple of these photos from people here on the mall, people at home, watching CNN, watching this inauguration, sharing this history with everyone. First, take a look at this picture. You're going to see this young man here on the National Mall. Part of all of this. His name is Chris No, and he told us via Instagram that he just wanted to be here because this is a once-in-a-moment opportunity, once in a lifetime. This next one I love. This is this little girl. Her name is Maya, and she is in uniform. Her mom is in the Air Force, and her mother's name is Elaine Davila. And she just said this was basically a way for her to share the moment with the next generation. And one more, because I know you saw the shots of everyone waving the American flags. Really, the patriotism on the Mall during the speeches was palpable. So you see this picture, and this is Adam waving his flag. So as I let you go, I want everyone out here to wave their flags, wave their flags. The crowds are still here for CNN. Continue to send us your Instagram photos. Just go to Instagram and make sure you do the hashtag CNN, because we are continuing to collect them, and we're throwing them up, really, for the world to see. Anderson.
All right, Brooke, thanks very much. I want to check in with our Dana Bash, who's standing by with a very special guest. Dana?
That's right. We have one of the president's oldest friends and closest advisors, Valerie Jarrett. Thank you so much for coming, especially since I'm the last person between you and lunch, which is right there.
That's all right. It's a pleasure.
You know, you are obviously very close with him. Clearly, you were involved in and knew about the process that he went through to write this speech. Take us inside the White House and take us inside the Barack Obama speech writing process.
Well, it really began in the course of the campaign, and the message that I think everyone heard during the campaign is one that he really embedded in his speech today, and he talked about it a lot. He talked about what he wanted to accomplish in a second term, what he thought was doable, where he wanted to push the envelope, and it was a very personal speech to him. You could feel the passion. He delivered it, I think, extremely well, because every single word was one that he just embraced completely. And I think, you know, part of what he said is that you can't, progress isn't compelled by solving those century-long debates about the role of government. Progress is compelled by action right now. And he feels that sense of urgency that he felt 4 years ago. He's so proud of his record, but he's so humbled by the fact that the American people reelected him for a second term. And because this is his last term, this is the end of his political career, he wants to make sure that every single day counts and that we think about equality and opportunity.
And then in terms of just kind of the pros, obviously he is a writer. Our Jessica Yellen has been reporting that that he kind of turns around phrases like a musician writing music in his head. Are you a part of that process?
I think that's a very good way of doing it. As I've listened to him talk about his speech and the ideas that he's crafting, he's just very gifted with words, and he tries to use them in a way where they connect and that everybody can relate to what he's saying. And so he puts it in terms where you nod your head and go, yeah, he's actually talking just to me. And then you forget that he's talking to everybody. And that's a gift that he has, but it takes hard work. And so he does labor over his speeches, and he wants to get it right. But this one, he actually finished early. I have known him to finish his speech as he's walking in to deliver it.
Oh, yeah, when did he finish it?
He finished it a couple of days ago, and I don't even think he did much to it yesterday. I read it yesterday morning, and it read as it sounded today. So, as I said, he's been thinking about what he wanted to say for a long time. I think the campaign helped him. It got him outside of Washington. It got him back with the American people. It reminded us all of why we're here.
And there's been a lot of talk about the fact that he saw the movie Lincoln, and it really touched him and maybe inspired the way he wrote this speech.
Well, I think it was a deeply moving movie for him. I think you can't compare the Civil War to what we're going through, but we've been through a really tough time in our country. And seeing how Lincoln had to work so hard just to make the progress that he did, and how he never gave up, and how resilient he was, and he tried a whole range of different strategies. And I think that obviously that resonated with the president. And so it kind of reaffirmed what he already knew, which is that you have to be resilient, you have to be determined, and you can't lose your focus. You can't get distracted by short-term political interests.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Let us know how that bison is. We hear it's pretty good. Thank you. Back to you, Anderson.
All right, Dana, thanks very much. We're waiting to hear the president's toast at his lunch with members of Congress. Will he reach out to Republicans? Well, we'll see. Also tonight, also this afternoon, we are waiting the parade. The excitement's gearing up for the inaugural parade. Stay right here to see it all, including the Obama's expected walk along the parade route. That should be very exciting. And, of course, you can join the conversation on our live blog. Go to cnn.com/conversation. Now here's another inaugural flashback.
I think what's interesting about Theodore Roosevelt's inaugural parade is that it symbolized the many-sided character that TR was. So there you have Harvard alums marching side by side with Indians, marching side by side with cowboys, with Rough Riders, so that and Chief Geronimo was there. There was a sense in which TR had so many interests, there were different sides of him, and the parade symbolized that. It just seemed like this incredibly eclectic parade.
Nearly 16 million people visit Washington, D.C. every year. Some come to witness, some to be heard. We come to make an impact, to learn from leaders, and to lead others. To create and create change. We are the George Washington University. We come to make history.
Honey, what are you doing? We gotta go?
It's dressed like a President Day. I'm supposed to be Martin Van Buren.
Who?
Martin Van Buren.
Google Martin Van Buren.
Twins. I didn't see them coming. I have obligations. Cute obligations, but obligations. I need to rethink the core of my portfolio. What I really need is sleep.
Introducing the iShares Core, building blocks for the heart of your portfolio. Find out why 9 out of 10 large professional investors choose iShares for their ETFs. iShares by BlackRock. Call 1-800-iShares for a prospectus, which includes investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses. Read and consider it carefully before investing. Risk includes possible loss of principal.
This is Anna. Her long day teaching the perfect swing begins with back pain and a choice. Take Advil and maybe have to take up to 4 in a day. Or take Aleve, which can relieve pain all day with just 2 pills. Good on.
Closed captioning brought to you by ChristianMingle.com. Find God's match for you.
We would have never met if it wouldn't have been for Christian Mingle. We had a lot of things in common, but the Lord was the most important to me. Joining is easy and free at ChristianMingle.com.
Aaron Burnett, Anderson Cooper, and Piers Morgan take you to the biggest inaugural celebrations in Washington. Live coverage, tonight, 7 Eastern on CNN.
Today, slow DSL turns life into a waiting game. But tomorrow, it's game on. Speed past old DSL with Xfinity Internet from Comcast. Xfinity delivers the fastest in-home Wi-Fi, so everyone can be online on all of their devices, all at the same time. Switch to Xfinity Internet for $24.99 a month for 6 months with StreamPix included. Enjoy unlimited access to hit movies and entire past seasons of TV shows. Tomorrow could be awesome if you call 1-800-XFINITY today.
My husband worked at a power plant where the asbestos fell like snow.
My dad got mesothelioma from asbestos.
Oh, the diagnosis was devastating.
We chose Cooney and Conway because they're highly experienced in this area.
They were more than lawyers. They were human beings.
There was no money up front.
It showed my sons that there is justice in the world.
Call 1-800-322-5573. Cooney and Conway. Justice with a passion.
This is CNN.
Another inauguration tradition is about to happen at the United States Capitol, a luncheon for the president and the vice president and a toast by members of Congress. Welcome back to our inauguration coverage. I'm Wolf Blitzer. Now that the president has taken his oath and given his speech, many people are heading toward the parade route. I'm at the reviewing stand in front of the White House where the Obamas and the Bidens will watch the parade. We have much more of our exclusive interview coming up with the Vice President, Joe Biden. Gloria Borger asked him about his plans for 2016. Let's check in with Dana Bash right now, though. She's up on Capitol Hill watching the latest developments. Dana, what's going on right now?
What's going on is right behind here is Statuary Hall. It is now closed to the press. It is an officially private lunch that President Obama is having with about 219 or so other guests. Very small, very exclusive, and we expect to hear him give a toast, which will be open for cameras for us to see momentarily.
Hey, Dana, thank you. Let's go over to the parade route. Aaron Burnett is on the scene for us. Aaron.
All right, well, if everyone here is getting ready, they've been playing warm-up tunes. No matter what kind of music you like, they've been playing it to get the crowds ready. We're going to see, of course, whether the president gets out of his motorcade here. Jimmy Carter was the first to do it. I was actually there that day, Anderson, in swaddling clothes on Jimmy Carter's inauguration. So we'll see if they get out and whether the first daughters do as well. Back to you.
Well, the president's public swearing-in took place just about 2 hours ago. I hope you're watching it here, of course, on CNN. Listen to some of it.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear.
I, Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear.
That I will faithfully execute.
That I will faithfully execute.
The office of President of the United States.
The office of President of the United States.
And will, to the best of my ability.
And will, to the best of my ability.
Preserve, protect, and defend.